Hello everyone, my name is Claire. So my latest obsession has been citrus fruits. And that's because I have a coworker named Dawn. She's very nice and she always gives me rides home. And one time she had a bag of these sweet navel oranges that were pink, and she said they were caracaras, and I never had them. I never really looked into the different kinds of oranges and stuff, but I tried them and they were delicious. And I decided to start reading more about citrus fruits because I am very obsessive and impressionable. So when I discover something, I like to discover more and more. And eventually, I discovered that in the wild, there were originally 4 kinds of citrus fruits. And basically, every citrus fruit today comes from these 4. There's a couple of other offhand ones, but the 4 main ones are pepitas, which are little green things that limes tend to have as a parentage somewhere down the line. Citrons, which are big lemons basically, but with very little actual meat and pulp and a lot of rind, and those tend to be the parentage of lemons. Mandarins, which tend to be the parentage of oranges, which are they're not like the little clementines that you get, but they're an actually older species that you breed down to get to clementines, which we also call mandarin clementines. And then finally, what I call Big Daddy Citrus is the Pummelo, which I have here today. And this is also one of the main parents of oranges and of grapefruit. A lot of people think that this is just a type of grapefruit, but actually it isn't. Some interesting breeding combinations you had is that you could take this pomelo and breed it with a mandarin to get an orange, and that's where we got oranges from. And then there are different kinds of oranges, and we categorize those into sweet and bitter oranges. And the bitter oranges, when bred back with pomelo, created grapefruit. If you were to instead breed the sweet oranges back with mandarin, you would get tangerines. And if you bred those tangerines back with mandarin, you could get clementines, and so on. Citrons and pepitas tend to go together to make lemons and limes, and so on and so forth. But here today, I have a pomelo, and a customer had confused this for a grapefruit, and then my eyes lit up, and I was like, oh my god, that's a pomelo. I didn't realize we sold those here in Michigan, but we do. We get them from Florida, and this is specifically a Starburst Pomelo. Pomelos range in their flesh color from white to red, but this one is a more red one. So the traditional way to open these is to cut a little bit off of the top, like this. Okay. And then you score them downwards. And then you can just peel it down. And you can do this with any citrus. This is actually the easiest way to peel any citrus, I find. But it is specifically the way you're supposed to open big ol' citrus Maxima here. Big Daddy Citrus. And look at that. That's a huge peel open. Look at that. For comparison, I already ate it as my lunch at work, but for comparison, just you can get the average idea. Here is a standard sized navel orange peel versus Big Daddy Citrus, a pomelo. And now these things have each individual slice has a thick skin like a grapefruit, so you don't actually eat that. So let me break this open here. Check that out. Look at that. And so you can kind of see how oranges came from this just by looking at it. Let me get one of those, just one slice of it out. Now these Starburst Pomelos, I couldn't find the actual parentage of the different kinds of pomelo, but you see when it's separated that it is a little more white. It looks more red when it's together if I split the cross section. The rind is thick, a lot thicker than a grapefruit. Like a grapefruit, you don't want to eat it anyway, but this you definitely don't want to eat. But it actually just peels right off. You get into the pulp. Look at that. This is the fruit's pulp without the peel on it. Anyways, it's got huge juice vesicles, and we'll just get right into that. And it has such a pleasant, very sweet and light taste. Like, I would say it's a little heartier, like a pineapple. It's a more dense fruit, but it doesn't have any bitterness. It's like the sweetest grapefruit you'll ever have. Or, you know, it's like a really good grapefruit. Because to get a grapefruit, this is basically 2/3 of its parentage. And because of that, this also, as a warning, has some of the same dangers of grapefruit, where grapefruit can inhibit some of your medicine's reuptakes and make it so that it increases the effective dosage. So if you're taking any mood stabilizing medications or antidepressants or something, definitely limit your intake of this. But man, it is such a nice treat to be able to taste what humans have tasted for thousands of years, and basically the grandparent of our citrus fruits today. And it's still delicious, just the base wild fruit. Anyways, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this as much as I have. And if you have a farmer's market, Trader Joe's, try to find yourself some pomelo. And thanks for watching.